Good Monday morning, 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. I hope you had a good weekend.
Yes, it was fabulous.
Because it's over.
I know. And you had a good weekend.
That's why I hope you had a good one, because you're done with it. Done.
Yes.
Get up. Get to work. Go to school.
Time to move forward to new adventures.
Aren't you glad you bought a radio alarm clock? So you can have me yapping in your ear. All right. 19 minutes after 7. It is the 15th day of September 2014. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing over there?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Got a good show this morning, I hope. I trust it's a good show. 7:35 this morning. Congress is talking about debating what to do about ISIS. Mm-hmm. There's one proposal that says we should wait until after the elections, and it's like, what?
Of course.
What? What? So I want to talk about that a little bit, but I also want to talk about another issue, and it's debate itself. In other words, we're going to debate. As we get closer to the elections, there are some, like the state of Kentucky, I think it was the state of Kentucky, some municipalities, some states, some cities, some areas that are saying, you know what, we have to cut down the number of people who are involved in these political debates. We have to limit it a certain way. So they're trying to come up with guidelines, like you have to have raised so much money, or you have to have so many percentage points in the polls. And isn't that the most ridiculous thing you ever heard? If somebody has qualified to run for an office,
they should be allowed to debate.
I think that person should be invited to debate and should be allowed to debate, whether it's for the county commission, city council, or the president of the United States.
Yeah, if you qualify for the office, you sure better be on that debate list.
Anyway, mostly what I would like to do at 7:35 is debate itself. In fact, I am absolutely astounded at how difficult it has been made to even try to run for an office. The average person who probably, I don't know if probably is a good word, but there are many people who could be great elected officials who simply can't even begin to fathom the idea because it's just way too expensive.
Yeah.
I also thought it might be fun to debate whether or not Vice President Joe Biden has become Walter the Puppet.
Yes. I think
Doesn't he look like Walter the Puppet?
Yes, he does.
Everybody knows who Walter the Puppet is, right?
I bet they do. Yep, Jeff I was watching Dunwood or something, his puppet like Walter, yeah.
I was looking at some news clip of the president, and the vice president standing behind him, and I thought, whoa, that looks like that puppet.
That's right.
That Walter puppet.
Right.
All right, 8:35 this morning, News Bites. That's where we take the news and we deliver it bite-sized so that you get a gist of what's going on around the world and get on with your day and live your own life. Lisa Popeil is coming on at 9:05.
Yep.
It's not fair when somebody has a famous father, brother, mother, sister, whatever. Mm-hmm. But in her case, her brother?
Yes.
Is, what's his name, Popeil? But the guy who did all those infomercials.
Right.
Ron Popeil.
Ron Popeil. We had him on, didn't we?
I don't remember. He's not the guy that went to jail, is it, for misleading people?
I don't know, but we had a Popeil on. We were talking to the gentleman.
Well, could be. Who knows?
Months ago, maybe it was a cousin.
Well, but Lisa's not hawking a Vegematic, nor is she trying to sell you a pocket fisherman.
No, she's not.
Oh, she's his daughter.
Yeah. Well, she's the daughter of Sam and the sister of Ron.
Oh, Sam is famous too? Well, anyway.
Sam's the dad, and he did the Vegematic and the pocket fisherman.
Anyway, Lisa is a singing and speaking voice expert.
Yes.
She has, is it a CD? Something. She's going to tell us the 5 secrets to beautiful speaking and singing.
Yep, the VoiceWorks method.
The 5 secrets to by the time we're done with our interview with Lisa.
Yes.
Who, by the way, is a pretty lady, which shouldn't matter at all, but
she's gorgeous.
Just me.
Well, no, she's right. She looks like Andie MacDowell, the famous actress, the one that's starring in the Debbie Maycomer television series.
Sort of kind of does.
She looks like Andie MacDowell.
But anyway, so we will learn how to finally, after all these years, finally learn how to speak.
I know. I'm looking forward to this. I wonder what she's going to tell us.
Here's what I think about great speaking voices, by the way. the people in radio with the best speaking voices normally are not the ones doing the shows.
Right, exactly.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And TV, the same thing. When you would watch, okay, let's use this as an example. Some of you may disagree. Johnny Carson. Everybody loved Johnny Carson, and I did too. But really, Ed McMahon had the better speaking voice.
Yes, he did.
I really think so.
Yes.
Who's the guy who just died from Saturday Night Live? The guy that just passed away. He was the voice of everything, right?
Yes, he was.
Great speaking voice, and he was doing intros.
Right, exactly.
It's just the way it is.
Exactly.
Don Nottingham is coming in at 9:35. He is an NFL Super Bowl champion. How about that?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Also is a spokesperson for the Special Olympics of Marion County, and that's why he's coming into our studios to grace us with his greatness. This is a very humble guy, by the way.
Oh, he is. He's with everything.
So I like having him in the studio. When he is with other people, he always lets the other people speak, which is so just typical of the greatness of him.
Exactly.
But today's coming in by himself, right? So,
I'm not sure.
So he's forced.
I'm not sure.
To speak. If he comes in with anybody, I have a cloth in the back that we can use.
Okay. Excellent.
Matt Gibbs comes in at 10:05. Matt is the owner of Sunrise Automotive. Auto Repair with Personal Care is the show.
Yep.
Yesterday, my driver's side window a couple of times has failed to go back up.
Yes.
As you know. So I drove to Orlando yesterday, and I had this SunPass thing.
Yes, you do.
Which is great. I don't have to pay tolls. I mean, I pay them, but from what I understand, I'm actually paying less, even though my hand doesn't go out the window.
Right, you pay less with the SunPass.
But then there's a couple of roads down there. It doesn't say SunPass. It says E-Pass or E-Toll or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not the same symbol. It's not, so I thought, oh gosh, is that the same thing? Will my thing work? So I go through to the lady who takes the money, and she just smiles and waves me through. I said, oh, SunPass is the same as E-Pass. And she says, yes. Like I'm the 1 millionth person who's done this.
I know they should stick with the same name.
I mean, they can't blame us.
No, they can't.
I don't drive in that area all the time. In fact, I hardly ever go down there. Which, by the way, when's the last time you went down the turnpike?
Oh, long time. It's been a while.
The plazas are amazing. I haven't been. I went to one of those what do you call them? Service plazas.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, I've been to this. What's it called? Oklahoma?
There's Oklahoma and Turkey Lake.
Or Turkey Lake. I went to one of them. And I know I've been there before. And they all had the same kind of look, remember?
Yes.
Oh, man. It's like you're in a mall now. It's unbelievable what's going on in there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was like, wow, cool. I haven't gotten out in a long time.
Yeah. Just go to Orlando. Make you feel good.
So anyway, so what I was trying to say is my window hasn't been working. Or it does and it doesn't. It's fickle.
Yeah.
So I had to roll my window down, I guess. I could have opened my door.
Yeah, I've done that a lot.
Is my E-Pass, is my SunPass good for the E-Pass? Anyway, that's why I told you about that. Dr. Edmund Dixon is coming on at 10:35. He's a pioneer in the field of cognitive kinesthetics for learning. He's going to tell you how boys can learn. Helping Boys Learn is the book he has. 6 Secrets for Teaching Boys in the Classroom.
Yeah.
If I was a teacher, here's my thinking on this. If I was a teacher, I think, and I'm not a teacher, so forgive me if I'm way off base on this, but I would think that I would determine which children needed a different approach, not because they're boys or girls.
Exactly.
I'm guessing there were some boys who pay attention fine. I'm guessing there were some girls who pay attention fine, and some boys and girls who just don't pay attention.
That's right.
So exactly. I don't know, and I'm sure there's plenty of boys who throw paper airplanes, and maybe some girls who pass notes. I don't know.
Exactly. There are girls that do that.
But anyway, he has decided to separate it by gender. We'll find out why. He's the expert. I'm not. I do a radio show. Maggie Anton is coming on at 11:05. She has a book called Enchantress. It's a novel of Rav Hizda's daughter. I don't know who that is.
Well, we had her on before, and she's, talks about her life growing up. Everything's based on actuality.
Fun with Joe today. We have some more questions that are in the Are You Smarter Than a College Student category.
Oh, okay.
And then on the segment with Galen, stupid things that drivers do. I drove yesterday. You drove a lot this weekend.
Yes, we did.
I saw something stupid that a driver did, and
that's horrendous.
I'll share it with you when Galen's on, and he drives way more than I do.
Oh, yeah,
so he sees a lot of stupid stuff.
Yes, he does.
All right. We'll take a little break. I hear the music. We've got to move over from Fox News, and we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Diplomats from around the world gathering in Paris to form a strategy to combat ISIS.
There have now some 40 countries signed up in broad terms to this coalition. One of the more interesting developments over the weekend was that Australia not only signed up, but has said that they're sending 600 military personnel and is prepared to conduct airstrikes.
Sky News correspondent Sam Kiley. Hurricane Odile slamming into Mexico's Baja California peninsula.
It was a Category 3 storm at the time when it moved inland, but just before that, it was a Cat 4, so this is a very powerful hurricane, the strongest hurricane to make landfall across the southern Baja Peninsula.
Fox News meteorologist Maria Molina. In the chase for the Sprint Cup.
Coming to win the opener of the championship, just as he did in the year he won the title, Brad Keselowski wins at Chicagoland.
A call on ESPN, Keselowski automatically advances to the next round. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from FoxNews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio live. Get local weather forecasts. And it's all free. Go to foxnews2go.mobi. That's foxnews2go.mobi.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Now is the time to go to your Kubota dealer and get a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during Kubota's Gear Up and Go sales event. If you're thinking about a rugged utility tractor and the year-round comfort of a Grand X-Cab, then a new Kubota has your name on it. With a smooth-running diesel engine and IntelliShift transmission, your Kubota dealer is the place to start. Right now, get your own Kubota M-Series tractor for 0 down and 0% financing for up to 60 months. So for a great deal, think orange at the Kubota Gear Up and Go sales event. For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to KubotaDealersOfFlorida.com.
0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 60 months on selected equipment now through September 30th, 2014. Not available for rental national accounts or government customers. 0% APR low rate financing not available with instant rebate offers. Financing available through Kubota Credit Corporation USA subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-465-8268.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA.
Thank you, Dan. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Beautiful, really. Beautiful Monday morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend went well. I know Robin and I had busy weekends. Robin had been visiting, her son was visiting from New York to celebrate Robin's big 6-0, which happened last Thursday. Do you feeling different now that 60 is behind you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, better?
Yeah, better.
Better.
Yeah.
You don't have I have a theory about why 60 looks scary to us.
Oh, why is that?
Because when I was born anyway, my grandmother was 55, which means I probably didn't really know her age until I was about 5. So 60 was always the age of a grandparent.
Oh, yeah. So, there you go. That's right.
60 looks scary because, well, that's grandparents' age. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden... I mean, you could have been a grandparent much younger. It just didn't happen for you. But
no, that's okay.
My sister was a grandma. My goodness, she was in her 40s when she was a grandma. But
yeah, I'm still not a grandparent yet.
Anyway, so you had.
I am with 3 dogs.
Yeah, right. So you had a busy weekend.
Yep, a lot of fun.
Son was visiting. I went to on Saturday. The event, the Walk for Hope event.
Yes, you did. This was wonderful.
Which went from the police department all the way to the college, which is 3.2 miles. Yep. I didn't walk it, but I did follow the walkers. Well, sort of, kind of, with my car a little bit. And for those of you who didn't know about it, would like to know about it, I tried my best to explain everything using sound bites, actually, from a few different people.
It's a great video you came up with. It is wonderful.
Thank you. So if you go to the WOCA YouTube channel, that's what they call it, right?
Yep.
It is on there.
And on the Facebook page.
Is it on the Facebook page?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yep, the WOCA Facebook page.
But anyway, so I got a couple of sound bites from the 2 ladies who were in here. Monica and Cindy.
Yes.
They were in here Monica is from the Children's Alliance, Marion County Children's Alliance, and Cindy's from the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I got the sheriff himself, I got the chief of police, and I got Dennis Baxley on there. Anybody else that I miss?
And the 2 ladies.
Oh, Judy Wilson.
And Judy Wilson. Judy Wilson
was speaking. Yeah. Well, and I would have had more of her, but I got the sound clip of her from the sound system that they were using in it, and it was having some technical difficulties. So I got some parts.
But it's wonderfully done. You expressed it absolutely well, and hopefully next year will be huge, bigger turnout. But this turnout was absolutely huge. Everybody was.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I don't know how many numbers. I was standing next to the lady. By the way, the whole thing was to raise awareness of the importance of, and boy, I can't agree more.
Yeah.
If you are an abused spouse, an abused girlfriend, an abused
boyfriend,
could be a boyfriend,
husband.
But it's mostly the guys doing it. Let's be real. If you are being abused, don't be silent about it. You got to tell somebody.
That's
you got it. Don't care. It doesn't matter. The guy's going to go to jail. Hey, it's a lesson learned. It'll be a favor for him.
That's right.
Get away from him, but don't stick with him. But get him in jail. He'll get out eventually. You have to find somebody else. But what do you call it?
Don't be
Stop the Silence on Violence or something like that.
Break the Silence on Violence.org.
Yeah, that's the website. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I couldn't agree with that more. I believe my own sister didn't speak up when she was in those kind of relationships, which is unfortunate. Gosh, I can't. Oh, that what I want to tell you.
Sunday.
What I wanted. Yeah, I know. I'll do that later. But I wanted to tell you about the number of people. First of all, most of them had purple shirts on. That was their color, and purple balloons. Mm-hmm. Well, when they started walking, they left the police department, and they went down 200, and the first bridge on 200 goes over those railroad tracks. So the police had the road blocked while they did that. The whole bridge. I mean, it was packed with people.
That is incredible.
And I was lucky enough to be right there with my car. Of course, I had to pull over so that I could get a good angle. And hopefully the shot that I got kind of illustrates how many people really showed up.
It's a great shot. You did great.
The real funny story was I was standing next to the little lady who had the task of counting how many people were there.
Oh, my gosh.
And she had one of those handheld clickers.
Mm-hmm.
Click, 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 click. She's, how am I going to count all these people as they're walking past her? Click, 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 click. Oh, man, she had a hard job. I don't know what the I don't know what the figure was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think WOCA was the only media there, by the way, so I felt really proud of that. So.
Yeah, it was a wonderful report. You have two versions, a long version and a shorter version, and they're both well done.
Yeah. And let me go to the phone first. Somebody's on the phone waiting. Thank you for being patient with us. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Two quick things. Talking about age and children and so forth. I'm going to be 55 on Friday, and I'm a first-time dad with a 2-year-old.
There you go. Good for you.
That's kind of scary, but we're hanging in there. The real main reason I called, I'm an old Dolphin fan. Do you think it would be kosher for me to kind of hang around, in the vicinity and maybe take a picture and get an autograph from Mr. Nottingham today at some point?
I think if you just don't tell anybody else you're doing that, of course, we're on the radio, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's really nice. The truth is, he's really nice. So just come by.
I knew he was
just come by.
Yeah,
say
I
hi.
knew he was in town. I've always wanted to meet him.
Well, say hi
to. I ran into last year at the bank.
Who?
Mel Tillis.
Oh, really?
Good for you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was the only guy that recognized him. But yeah, I got a little picture with him. So
that's what happens when you get older.
2 miles away from Travolta's front door, So.
Yeah, I haven't met him. I don't think I've ever met Mel Tillis either. We've spoken to him on the phone.
We've spoken to him on the phone.
But I didn't meet him. You met him because I was in the production when he came into the studio.
Yeah, he dropped in, but you and I spoke to him on the phone.
Very, very nice man.
If you come by the studio, go to the door and tell Patsy I'm a fan of
Don Nottingham,
and she'll say we'll just wait right here, and I'm sure there'll be no problem.
Yeah, I'll be very sedate about it. Okay, thank you.
All right, well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah,
he's such a nice guy. He was in here when the Shriners came in because that's what he is, and he was also in charge of the Shrine patients that had the Shriners patient.
You would not know
rodeo. He's wonderful.
You wouldn't even know he was in the room during a broadcast.
Yeah.
When he's here with other people, but he's just that kind of guy. He lets other people speak.
Yes, he does.
Was anything else? Was there a new ribbon cutting I need to mention? There's a ribbon cutting for AAA insurance. This is Wednesday.
Yep.
2 days from today, 10:30 a.m. They are celebrating Life Insurance Awareness Month. And they want to introduce Money Matters with AAA, a 1-hour monthly coffee focusing on AAA life, home, and auto insurance. Anyway, their ribbon cutting is just north of the Paddock Mall. The Paddock Mall. The Paddock Mall.
The Paddock Mall.
They're located at 3033 Southwest College Road. Mm-hmm. Where's that, near Publix? The Publix that's soon to be moving?
Yes.
that new Publix is moving up pretty quickly, isn't it?
Yes, it is. October 9th is their target date now, so we'll see. All
right. So here's what I wanted to talk about, and I want to hear what you have to say about. If you want to run for office in the state of Florida, depending on the office, you either have to pay money or you have to get a certain number of signatures. Mm-hmm. Is that fair or is that not fair? We can debate that. But the debate I wanted to debate is this. The state of Kentucky is asking the Kentucky Educational Television Network to scrap... I'm sorry. The American Civil Liberties Union is asking the state of Kentucky to scrap the new debate rules to go back to previous requirements. I might actually agree with the ACLU on this one, but actually I think it should go even further. A spokesman for the TV channel, which is all educational in the state of Kentucky, says that going back to the rule change now could be viewed as subjective.
Of course. There's always
Anyway,
something.
under the previous rules, candidates were required to raise at least $10,000 to get or get at least 5% in the public polls or meet other requirements. Under the new requirements, candidates must garner 10% of the vote in public polls, and the candidate for the U.S. House races must raise at least $50,000, while the U.S. Senate candidate would be required to raise $100,000. That's not money that goes to the network. That's just if you've raised that much money, then you qualify for debate.
Right.
In a public television forum. Public means taxpayers paid for your broadcast station.
That's right.
I'll leave it at that. I want to come back to this after the break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds today. There'll be a thunderstorm in the area during the afternoon hours, high 89 to 93. Partly cloudy tonight, though 71 to 75. Sunshine mixing with clouds tomorrow with a couple of thunderstorms around in the afternoon, high 84 to 90. For Wednesday, a couple of heavy thunderstorms, otherwise clouds and some sun, high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Brad Keselowski wins race 1 of the Chase. I'm Joe Moore. This is the Coca-Cola Monday Morning Race Refresher, sponsored by Coca-Cola. Enjoy the race with an ice cold Coke, the official soft drink of NASCAR.
What does it mean to add refreshing Coca-Cola to an ordinary day? It means your family's celebrating the 5th of July. It's turning the living room floor into the best seat in the house. We're spending a weekend losing your voice while finding it. It means sitting down with a delicious Coke and interrupting the interruptions. After all, there are 364 other days that would love some fireworks. So grab an ice cold Coke and make any day a holiday. Coca-Cola, open happiness.
Brad Keselowski came to the Chicagoland Speedway seated number 1 in the Chase. He left in the same position, winning the myafibstory.com 400, but said he didn't remember much of what happened.
I don't really know what happened. I just know we got to the lead. There was traffic in front of me. I was just digging and in the zone. I wasn't really... the recorder was turned off, so I don't even remember what happened, but I was just had my head down doing all I could do, and we had a great Miller Lite Ford Fusion. And I knew from the start it was going to be good, but man, it was awesome. In the last few runs, Paul really dialed it in, and everyone on the 2 crew did an excellent job. What a day. Man, I'm still pumped.
Jeff Gordon finished in 2nd yesterday. Kyle Larson was 3rd. Joey Logano came in 4th, and Kevin Harvick posted a 5th place run. 6 through 10 were Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, his brother Kurt Busch, followed by Jamie McMurray and Matt Kenseth. The Sprint Cup Series moves to New Hampshire next week with the bottom 4 Chase challengers, Ryan Newman, A.J. Allmendinger, Greg Biffle, and Eric Almirola. 2 more races remain in the Challenger round before those bottom 4 are cut from the Chase. That's the Monday Morning Race Refresher. I'm Joe Moore on the Motor Racing Network.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. And okay, so we started before the break with the debate rules for candidates. The state of Kentucky, well, not the state of Kentucky, really. It's the Kentucky Educational Television, which is indirectly the state of Kentucky. They want to change the rules for the debates that are on their TV station. They want a candidate to have to raise at least $50,000 if they're running for the House, $100,000 if they're running for the Senate. That's the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate. And they have to have 10% of the vote in public polls. I don't always trust public polls, by the way. I often wonder, I mean, I know, they're supposed to be legit. But you always wonder, if somebody isn't bumping the numbers up. Anyway, so that is up from 5% of the vote, or $10,000 before they changed the rules. The ACLU wants Kentucky Educational Television, KET is I guess what they call themselves. Makes sense. To go back to the old rules. They want to go back to the old rules. It doesn't look like they want to budge, though. Okay. So my thinking is they need to do better than that. And I know we're not in the state of Kentucky, but we have our own strange ways here in Florida and in the nation when it comes to debates for political offices. When you have somebody who's in the running for a political office, and you have especially, do you know the FCC? I don't really know what the FCC has to say. Well, here's what I do know. That in commercial radio, I won't even say broadcasting, I'll say in commercial radio, we are required to give the same thing to everybody. The same exact thing. That's it, period. And what that means, and everything else is the responsibility of the candidate. In other words, that little disclaimer you hear at the end, if it's not on there, it's not going to fall back on us. It's going to fall back on the candidate. Mm-hmm. You know, we can tell them from our experience, you need to put that little disclaimer on there, paid political advertisement by whomever pays for it, because it can't be a freebie from the station. But if it's not on there and the FCC comes to us, we don't get held liable for it, because all we have to do is say it's not our commercial, it was paid for by such and such, and then they go track them down and say, why didn't you do the disclaimer? But as far as our rules are, it is clear. Whatever we offer to one candidate in one race has to be offered to every candidate in every race. And why this is important, if you're a candidate, I've repeated this for 12 years now, it means that when WOCA says we gave 10 minutes of free time to such and such candidate running for the school board, let's say, that means every opponent of that person can have 10 free minutes. It doesn't mean every candidate running for office can have 10 free minutes. It means if we've given 10 minutes to an opponent, then you have to offer 10 minutes to every opponent. The mistake that we made in the past was we were giving 25 minutes.
Yes.
And when we were giving 25 minutes during one of the governor's races, we then had to offer 25 minutes to every other candidate. And, on first glance, it was, a race of 3 people, which didn't seem so hard. But the truth is, there were 30 people running for governor that year.
Yeah.
All these little parties, all these little independents, they were all legally entitled to 25 free minutes. I believe it was Charlie Crist who we gave the 25 minutes to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that year, this is way back when he was first running. So we had to offer the 25 minutes to every other candidate. Thankfully, only one guy took us up on it, and I think I may have explained his. It was a crazy guy.
Yes, you did. The T-shirt.
But that's what we have to do. So when it comes to debates, I think there is a rule that says if you invite one, because nobody pays for it. If you're paying for a debate, then the debate moderator is not going to be much of, actually the debate shouldn't take place between the moderator and the candidates anyway, but I think the moderator should be able to toss some tough questions out there.
I think so.
So I really think that the laws shouldn't be regulated by the TV station, especially if it's a taxpayer-run TV station.
Exactly.
I think the law should be run by the FCC, and it should be simple. If you're having a debate, you have to invite everybody that is running for that debate.
That's right.
Or maybe you do it like the Super Bowl and you eliminate. You have several debates that are not televised. Right. Until you narrow it down. Forget about money. Forget about popularity. If you have 30 candidates, well, have a 30-candidate debate.
Right.
Exactly. have the audience, have the people who are interested decide who are the best 15. And do it like American Idol or something.
Yeah.
And then who are the best 7, and then who are the best 3, and then put those 3 on the broadcast that you're going to do.
Exactly.
I don't see any reason why that couldn't be. Why would you limit, whether it's for the office itself or for the debates, why would you limit it to money? Why would you exclude people who are poor?
Yeah.
That's like saying people who are poor wouldn't know how to run a government.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if there's any truth to that or not, but how can you do a blanket statement about anything?
Yeah.
How can you say people who are rich are better at it?
Exactly.
How can you say people who are rich understand what the poor are going through? I mean, it just blows my mind when Hillary Clinton or any of them, I'm not just picking on her,
Martin Sheen.
make it seem like they understand what it's like to have nothing.
Exactly, because they don't. They don't.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. In 2006, the governor's race, Charlie Crist tried to keep Max Lynn, who was the Reform Party candidate, out of the debate.
I remember that.
And we got a federal judge to say that he was going to shut down the debate unless they put the third desk in. And so that's how Max Lynn got into the debate.
Yeah, and isn't that crazy? That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the PBS station putting on the debate.
Some of the candidates.
And the federal judge said he was going to shut it down if they didn't put the third desk in.
Some of the candidates that Jim Penna has introduced us to really were impressive.
Yes,
Jim. I mean, you really know how to find some people who really could do the job. But I don't know why third-party candidates are looked upon as somebody with the plague. I don't understand that. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Yeah.
Have a good morning, all.
Thank you. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I remember that. I just forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
But isn't it a disgrace, really, that we have a situation where you can have people who are heavy hitters like Charlie Crist barking orders.
Yes.
At other, he wasn't even, he was running for the office.
Yeah, exactly.
Barking orders. I mean, the guy didn't even debate Nan Rich. Now, fortunately for him, now that he won the primary, Nan Rich is supporting him.
Yeah.
But if I was Nan Rich, I would have said, you didn't even give me the courtesy of allowing a debate.
Exactly.
You didn't even allow you and I to go head and head. Why? Because I was beneath you, because I was dirt under your feet, because you didn't want me to have any exposure. That's choice 3, whatever I just said. That's the one. That's the real reason. He didn't want Max Lynn, in the case that Jim Penna just brought up, to be seen for the guy who could do the job as he was.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we paint a picture of our third-party candidates as if they are less than adequate, like there's something wrong with them. Like a third-party candidate must have been kicked in the head by a horse or something like that.
Yeah.
We really have a very, very bad way of doing this. And, when I drove to Orlando yesterday, I listened to WOCA as far as I could. And then I went looking for another station, and I was forced, because of lack of talk stations for the most part that I could get on the turnpike, I was forced to listen to music stations. I love music, don't get me wrong, and this is probably the way it was when we were kids too. But do you know, between I don't know where I was when I lost OCA, but wherever I was, and then coming back, I heard the same 3 songs at least 3 times.
Probably, yeah.
The same 3 songs at least 3 times. I can't tell you how many times I heard this line, I'm all about the bass, about the bass. You know the song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many times, right? And so and what's my point? What does that have to do with this? It's this. The people who listen to talk radio are paying attention. The people who listen to music radio are enjoying their music, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for the most part, they're also not paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to listen to talk radio all day long. It's kind of one of the reasons Robin and I do News Bites, is because we want you to be able to have a condensed part of this that has, very little commentary, at least from our part. I mean, I know some of the journalists are slanting their stories, but we tried to level it out between the Washington Post and
Reuters,
and all the news
Press,
agencies.
yeah.
But I really think, gosh, I lost my train of thought there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that most people are not paying attention, and they see a third party candidate. Make fun of them.
Yeah, they do.
Make fun of the third party candidate, or if you would consider anybody a fourth party. Everybody is a third party candidate. If you're not Republican or Democrat, you're considered a third party candidate.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Always. Even though there are more than one.
Third party.
There's a third. There's fourth. There's a lot of different parties.
A lot of.
I think right now Jim is representing the Constitution Party, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, as we get closer to the elections, we will have debates, and then there's this whole thing that we'll wait to debate on whether we should go fight against ISIS. Wait to debate this until after the November elections.
I know it's all
Please.
Political.
All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The U.S. and its allies in the fight against ISIS are now meeting in Paris.
Francois Hollande speaking as he hosts a meeting of diplomats from around the world, including Secretary of State John Kerry and ministers from across Europe, plus Qatar and Saudi Arabia, among others. Although Iran has not been invited, despite suggestions from some corners that that country could have a part to play.
Fox News Radio's Simon Owen, the French president, says when dealing with ISIS, there's no time to lose. At least 500 residents in the path of a California wildfire have been evacuated. In Madera County, hundreds of homes are threatened. Several have already burned.
It's sad because that's where we grew up. And that's an entire subdivision right there.
That resident from Oakhurst, where the Red Cross has set up a shelter. The chase for the Sprint Cup roared through Illinois Sunday.
Brad Keselowski wins at Chicagoland.
Courtesy ESPN, Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation. Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Baer.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The number one place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey, it's Chrissy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, ocalamacpc.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965. Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
This is the Salvation Army, and I'm Major George Patterson to let you know that the Salvation Army is available 24 hours a day to provide help to anyone. We also have a family store at 120 Northwest 10th Street in Ocala. On Tuesday to Saturday from 9 to 4, you can do your shopping, or if you want to donate, you can call 352-732-4469, and we'll even pick up 352-732-4469. All funds generated by our store go into the programs here in Marion County to help the needy.
All right, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. 72 degrees, by the way, here at the Paddock Mall. Yesterday, I went down to Orlando to the Children's Craniofacial Association picnic / luau.
Yep.
And got to meet some of those really great people. There's a video it's already on the WOCA site, but it's really not done. I put it there I put it there so I could get it approved by them. I didn't know how else to put it there. I mean, to get it to them. So
yeah.
So if you watch it right now, it's I'm sure I'm not sure they'll approve it, but there's a lady speaking Spanish on it, and so I need somebody to translate. Your daughter is going to do that for me, and
yes,
they will put the text on there. But if you can speak Spanish, then you'll understand it.
That's right. Exactly.
Kaylin Unold is on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center to remind us of the importance of donating blood. One of the young ladies I met yesterday is 16 years old. She's had 18 surgeries to try to correct what she was born with, the problem.
I'm sorry I missed it. My son was in, otherwise I would have gone with you.
Oh, my goodness.
Because it's so wonderful to go to meet people, just to have a good time with them, and just, no matter who anybody is. People are people. We all love each other, and we shouldn't not associate with people because of things that we deem isn't, the way we feel. No, you have to enjoy everyone. You got don't stay away ever.
You got to see one of these girls, the 16-year-old. She says, she said, "Don't be fooled by my cute face." She's definitely was a character. Galen Unold is on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center to remind us of the importance of donating blood. Obviously, the surgeries that this young lady had required blood, I'm sure. This segment, by the way, sponsored by Penn Flooring, providing quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years.
Yep.
Get some new flooring in your house. What's the matter with you? I think I'd rather have wood floor with the throw carpet?
Yeah.
Or an area carpet?
Yeah, I grew up with wood floors. I just love them.
Visit their spacious showroom to see what they have, to perhaps give you some ideas. They are located at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge, and we use them here. We use Penn Flooring here at WOCA, and so should you. Make sure you mention that you heard about them on WOCA.
Yeah.
And thank them for supporting what Galen does with Life South. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, good morning. Hey, Robin, how are y'all?
Pretty good. We made you wait, didn't we? Where are you right now? Where are you?
Almost in Gainesville.
Ah, all right. I talked too long. Not the tree zone, not the prairie. No.
It's I have to drop my kids off so early for school, so I'm way past the tree zone.
Can I tell you something? I got a job, not my very first job in radio. Do you know my first job in radio was actually plugging commercials into football games?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. We've talked about that. It's a great first job.
But anyway, there was another radio job I had that when I applied for it, the one thing they made me do was to read sports. Mm-hmm. I had to take one of those AP rip and read things. I could read anything, but I couldn't read sports. And to this day, I still don't know how to read this. So I have a question for you about this.
Okay.
When it's not a score. But it's two numbers with a dash between them because it shows how many wins and how many losses, right?
Right.
Why is the 0 said O?
Yes.
They are 0 and 4.
Yeah.
And I never know how to read this. So when I remember when I read it, I would say this team played this team, and now they're 0 to 16. And they go, no, 0 to 16. It's 0 and 16. What?
Yeah, a 0 is
Can
a
you
0.
explain this to me, Galen? I mean,
a vowel.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's because it's conversational versus a number. And the way my father always told me to at that age, he said it's just a placeholder. That's all it is. And I'm like, well, that's what the purpose of a 0. It's just a placeholder.
Yeah.
And he said, well, he said, that's all I can give you. It's O. And then the dash in any sport always means and. So that's all I got.
But what if it's a score? Then the dash means 2.
That's right.
I agree. Mm-hmm. It's sports. It's not supposed to make sense.
All right. But just for those who, I mean, everybody's read the news.
You know how messed up the English language is?
But when you're reading it.
Duh, or is it D? Is it duh or D is a much harder one to explain. It's one of those things you just have to know. You have to have that institutional knowledge, if you will. You have to just know how to read it.
See?
And I hear it every once in a while when somebody does it. And it's kind of funny. I mean, but the point is everybody who's listening who wants to know what that information is understands what the information you're trying to convey.
Yeah. Well.
So.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but to me, a 0 is a 0. And
even today, if I was sitting with you, I listened to Tom and the other Tom, the two Toms do the Friday Night Football thing. I think that's absolutely fabulous. I think that is the best it could ever be. I think those two guys are outstanding at doing
their
that.
Forte.
That is. They are Super Bowl heroes on the radio when it comes to that stuff.
Sports, yeah.
But if one of them called in sick or something, Larry, can you fill in? I would be lost. I would have no clue what to say.
Mm-hmm.
You just call me.
I would. Galen, help.
Galen's a fallback.
Help.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
But it's again. I mean, it's no different than for somebody like me who knows nothing about music. I mean, it's just it. And you're like, I can't really explain it to you, Galen. It's just the way it is. I'm sure there are those aspects of music. So, I'm kind of the same way in music that you are with sports.
Yeah, but there's no play-by-play of music.
No.
I bet you there is.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Here's my point.
We should do this. They're rosining their bows.
That's right.
Well, no, I'll give you like a musical critic, right? I've read a critique of a band or an album that I really liked,
right?
And then you'll read the critique and say Rolling Stones, and it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like the critique itself, I'll read and go, I don't understand what they're talking about. I just didn't like the song.
They very rarely talk about music theory, though. I mean,
Well, no, and they'll do a critique of an album. They're like, I don't understand what they're talking about at all. The crescendos and all that, I just don't. It's over my head.
On the Rolling Stones?
For you, you'd look at me and laugh at it. You're like, what do you mean? This is so simple.
Okay. I guess I understand what you're saying.
I mean, I've been following sports my whole life, and you've been following and playing music your whole life.
And the bottom line is, if you go to a concert and you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Same thing with me going to a game. If I go to a game and enjoy it, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
I mean, because ultimately they really are forms of entertainment, both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and for example, if we were to go to a concert and you're like, oh, you missed that note, and I'm sitting next to you, and I'm like, oh, I didn't notice.
He would say, would you shut up, please? Don't point out every note that gets missed.
It would be the equivalent of me going to a sports match, and you're really enjoying something, and me saying, oh, wow, you really screwed that up. Like, no, that was great. I think it's a very similar experience.
Well, symphony etiquette, too. I mean, because if, we had to learn, everybody learns this. You go to a symphony, and if they do movements within one song, as long as the conductor doesn't put his arms down, nobody applauds. And to me, that's kind of weird. There's a pause, but as long as the conductor has his arms up, it's like, okay, nobody's applauding until he's down.
Now I do.
Galen, have you ever gone to a game with somebody and you weren't sure what just happened, and you asked the person you were with, and they gave you like a dumb answer? Like, oh gosh, like you would ask me. Like, let's say you and I go to a game, and you say, Larry, what that just happened there? And I said, well, I just made something up, And you looked at me like, oh gosh, why did I even ask you?
No, I feel like that whenever my wife's trying to tell me what's going on in one of my kids' baseball games. So, like, if I'm on the road and stuff, right, and I'm like, because for me, it's extremely important. My wife could care less. I mean, and so I'll call her and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? I don't know, Tristan. He's on second base now. I'm like, well,
there you go.
How did he get to second base?
Oh no!
I don't know. And I'm like, did he hit the ball? She goes, yeah. I'm like,
That's exactly how I would answer. By the way, that's funny.
Brutal.
That is funny.
And for me, what's frustrating is, for my whole. I mean, my wife and I have been married for over 17 years. We dated for 3 years before that. And she has zero knowledge about sports. But she thinks in her mind, and we've had this conversation, she knows everything about sports because I know a lot she does. She has Google with her. She has the Google Sports page. But she doesn't have a clue.
But you are the Google Sports page.
No, she doesn't even. We're at the point where she doesn't even fake liking it anymore.
That's too funny.
I make her watch the Red Sox. Because
that's right.
Because we're so bad, she doesn't have to wear Red Sox garb anymore. But yeah, that's the extent of her knowledge. And she'll tell everybody, no, we're huge Red Sox fans. I'm like, she couldn't name 3 people on the Red Sox.
Yeah, but it's the family.
Right. So I have a similar story with music. Are you ready for this? I have to give you a background. The song Alice's Restaurant by Arlo Guthrie came out sometime in the 60s. Are you familiar with the song?
No.
Alice's Restaurant. Well, it was like a full side of it.
Now you're looking down on me.
No, I'm not. I'm just curious. But anyway, just trust me. It came out in the 60s. It was called Alice's Restaurant, Arlo Guthrie. In the 70s, it was a guy named Billy Joel.
Yeah.
And Billy Joel had a song called Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. Mm-hmm. See, the word restaurant is in both titles.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I had never heard the song Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. This was
Billy Joel.
By Billy Joel at this point. So Billy Joel is on stage. He starts this song. It's got a very, very identifiable intro that I wasn't familiar with. And the whole stadium, they're standing up and cheering. And I said to the guy next to me, what is this song? I don't know this song. He goes, Alice's Restaurant. I can't, it's not Alice's Restaurant. It's not Alice's Restaurant. Yeah. That's Billy Joel. That's Arlo Guthrie. So I can understand. It's the same thing. How did he get to second? I don't know. He hit the ball.
That's awesome.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, we need to take a break. This isn't even the topic I want to talk about. I want to tell you about a stupid thing I saw a driver do yesterday.
Canadian?
Canadian. I don't know, to be honest. Where's my button I got to push here?
It's starting to come down, Larry. Come down.
That's right. They're coming.
All right, we got to do, what is this, the weather thing here?
Yes,
hold on, I'll take care of everything. All right, we'll be right back with Galen Unold after these important messages.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds today. There'll be a thunderstorm in the area during the afternoon hours, high 89 to 93. Partly cloudy tonight, though 71 to 75. Sunshine mixing with clouds tomorrow with a couple of thunderstorms around in the afternoon, high 84 to 90. For Wednesday, a couple of heavy thunderstorms, otherwise clouds and some sun, high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
All right, 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. See, if I worked for a sports station and I had to fake it the whole way through, I would tell you that on this date in 1979, Bob Watson from the Boston Red Sox became the first player to hit for the cycle in both leagues.
Oh, there you go.
And I wouldn't let you know that I just read that off of the calendar that Shannon gave me at the beginning.
That was a long time ago, Larry. You'd be like, yeah, you know, my grandfather and I talk a lot about that
game. And then I wouldn't know what to say. If you were my co-host and you said that, I don't have anything else on my calendar. I don't know what else to do.
Oh, you could just say something like, well, you know, that triple he got in the 9th inning. Wow.
Yeah, I would say that. I wouldn't have a clue. All right. So let me tell you what I saw yesterday. I'm driving on this. I think it's 528. It's a toll road between the turnpike and where I had to go, and it was not crowded at all. It was bright daylight, no rain, not really many cars. There's a long distance between me and the car behind me, and in front of me, there's a tortoise, a turtle, crossing the road. And I said, "Oh, this is a bad place to try to cross the road." But I'm thinking, well, he's got a shot at making it because he's big enough. I'm sure everybody will see him and go around him. So I go around him. The guy behind me, I'm looking in my rearview mirror, hits it dead on, and it smatters.
Isn't horrible?
It smashes it. I saw the guts go flying everywhere. I was like, you gotta be kidding! Mm-hmm. How did you miss seeing that?
Yeah.
Or did you aim for it?
Yes.
I just couldn't imagine what was going on in that car at that moment. Were they laughing? Was he saying bullseye?
Yeah.
Was he saying, what the heck was that? Like he didn't see it at all?
Yeah. Was he texting?
Was he following right behind you?
No. He was far enough behind me that it wasn't. I know what you might have thought, that, well, my car obscured the view. He didn't see it till the last second. No, it was plenty of room. It just made no sense to me at all. I can understand a deer fast, run in front of you. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, I can understand if it's dark or rainy or, like you say, if there's, congested traffic. But how the heck do you hit a turtle? I mean, it was the big ones,
Oh, what a shame. Such a shame.
But anyway, so I start thinking of other stupid things people do.
Yeah.
how I got my time. I put together the Galen segment yesterday while I was driving.
Love it.
By the way, we call this the Galen segment.
Yes, we do. Galen segment.
So one of the things that I see, this happened to me yesterday too, and this is in part the fault of whoever designed these things. You have these SunPass things, and then if you want to pay, I mean, if you have no SunPass, you have to pay in cash. You got to go to the right, almost like an exit.
Absolutely.
But if you have a SunPass, just go straight forward. So the signs ahead of time say left 2 lanes for SunPass. It doesn't say anything about what the right 2 lanes are for, or the one. I think it was 1 right lane. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about the right. So the guy to my left obviously had no SunPass. And he realized, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be over there. So right in front of him, just crossed over like 3 lanes of traffic, practically crossing over the dirt, the grass area.
Yeah.
Just made it just before the grass area.
Oh my God.
I mean, what's the worst that could have happened if first of all, with that sharp turn, he could have flipped.
That's right.
And the worst that could happen if he had gone straight is he would have got maybe something in the mail. Excuse me, you forgot to pay your toll.
Exactly. Because they'll send it to you.
I wonder if I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just horrible driving.
I can't tell when you go through some of them.
Yeah, we'll have to get a different
you
one.
mean if you have a balance or not, or on your...
Well, yeah. If I go through an actual booth, then the light turns green. But if I go through one of those big overhead things... Like they scan they got 100 million cameras on. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like they look.
Yeah, I do.
They look like.
It freaks my wife out. She goes, "Oh my gosh, are we going to get a ticket?" I'm like, no, there's money on there. How do you know? I'm like, I'm guessing.
Yeah, how do you know? I don't know unless you go through the light where it's green, And then, by the way, the turnpike isn't so bad, but you get on this 528 thing, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like $1.25 for 1 toll. I mean, you go 100 yards, it's another $1.25.
Oh, yeah, they get you on the 528.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Why don't they just charge one thing in the beginning? What, because every exit is
They
in
don't know where you're going, Larry.
Anyway, so that's another stupid thing. Another stupid thing is just people just absolutely speeding.
Yeah.
Absolutely speeding. Or not getting over. They're in the right-hand lane. And when I say speeding, I mean like more than 80. Do you go more than 80, Galen? Yeah, that's a yes.
Very rarely.
Oh, okay. I thought the pause was a yes.
No, I don't. 80 is the magic number because if you go over 80, then you can get a ticket. Right. So it's pretty rare for me to go over 80.
Well, that's usual, right? But if you go over 80, you are speeding, though.
Yes.
That's correct, but you don't get a ticket. If I go, I usually go like 79.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's my cruise control number.
Is that right? But when you have like trucks entering the highway on the and there's people in the right lane and they don't get over.
Yeah, I hate that.
Isn't that the most annoying thing?
Yeah, I hate that.
In the right lane? You mean in the left lane?
The merge lane.
No, if somebody's driving in the right lane on the turnpike or the interstate, whatever, and
and you're trying to come onto the interstate.
Or trucks are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see these trucks trying to get on, and I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding! What are you trying to outrace them?
Yeah, I always move over, whether it's a car or a truck. I don't.
I slow down.
You have to try, yeah.
I slowed down so this guy could get over.
Right.
But he wasn't moving.
Mm-hmm.
I say guy all the time. It could be a lady. Who knows?
I don't think I'd slow down.
No, I slow up.
That's what Canadians do.
Yeah, Robin slows up. Do you slow up or slow down?
Canadians slow down and then go to the far left lane and stay there till they get the Canadian border.
Until they get to Canada. Good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? Anybody there?
Must have been a Canadian.
Good morning. You're on the air. I don't hear anybody. Well, maybe something's wrong with this thing. I don't know.
Well, we had that one caller earlier, though, talk about.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Good morning. You're on the air.
So it's fine.
No, nobody there. All right. Here's another stupid thing people do in the cars. Making a U-turn on the interstate.
Yeah.
One of those.
They use the official vehicles only.
Right,
Yes.
where it says no U-turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is the unbelievable one.
It's the stupidest thing ever.
No, that's good morning. You're on the air.
Some dumber things.
Morning.
Hey, Hugh. Good morning.
See, Carolyn, I'm not a Canadian, but where I came from was dang close to Canada.
Yeah, sure was.
See, I'm driving down Silver Springs Boulevard here a while back, and a woman passes me real close. If I had my window down, I could have probably touched her car. I said, what the heck? So I caught up to her just to see what was going on here. She's applying her makeup and steering with her elbow.
Oh, man.
And I'm telling you, how crazy can that be, boy?
What an idiot. Oh, my God. What an idiot.
Wow. Well,
Gee.
But she was a nice
I've
looking
seen
lady,
people
though.
reading books
reading. I've seen people
Yes.
reading too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
with a paper. I saw one person in Maryland when you get stuck on the 475 and they're reading a newspaper.
Wow.
That is so
That is
ridiculous.
Granted, we weren't going anywhere, but
So ridiculous.
Well, it's the one. It's the one thing that GPS, I guess, has solved is people reading maps.
Yeah.
People. I used to see people reading. I guess there were maps. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
I did.
now
I
they
was
look at their
guilty of
phone
that.
and read it. Yeah, sure.
Well, gosh, I think that was all I had. Making U-turns, driving speeds, cutting in front of big rig trucks, and taking your eyes off the road for more than a second or two, which is kind of what was just said with the makeup. and all
That's hard. I mean, yeah, that happens. But yeah.
And don't follow the speed limit signs in designated areas. I mean, we were coming off of we're going to the Tampa airport yesterday, and one of those curves you take to get off 275 to go into where the airport is 25 miles an hour, and it was slick. It was raining, and we're doing that. And when we came around to the very last curve, there were two cars, one on each side, and all and the people were there, and all we could think of was that one person didn't slow down to 25. They must have spun and hit the other car, and that caused the other one to be backwards on the road there. So that was our speculation. I mean, they put those speed limit signs up for a reason, and people don't follow them. 25 exits, especially when it rains.
Galen drives more than any of us. This was our driving weekend. I drove to Orlando. Robin drove to Tampa a few times, right?
Yep, a few times. Yep.
Yeah.
But you do it all the time, so you must see a lot of crap. It's nothing for you.
Yeah, you get used to some idiots. So. Here's who I stay away from. I stay away from anybody with a Canadian tag. That's rule number one. If there's somebody from Ontario, I try to maintain at least a 2-lane or 200-yard gap.
Oh.
Okay? because they're idiots. Ontario's the worst. And then underneath that, you've got Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin. That group of Midwesterners cannot drive. If you, I know that's included in there, and they cannot drive. It's because they're on vacation and they're like looking at palm trees and sunshine.
That's right.
And oh my gosh, the sun! The sun!
Let's have a Canadian Reform Galen campaign. If you are Canadian, go donate blood, and then call up and say, I am Canadian and I donated blood.
At Life South Community Blood Centers.
And maybe Galen will change his...
Life South.
Maybe he'll soften up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
I am a Canadian driver and I donated blood at Life South.
That's right.
And Galen will say, oh, okay. Well, maybe you're not all that bad. But you're okay.
It's Galen's new bumper sticker now. I'm a Canadian driver, and I donated blood at Life South Community Blood Center.
Goodness, we have to move. We got 18 seconds. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Bloodmobile today is at the College of Central Florida.
Right across the street from where we are.
Okay.
If you can't get there, go on Silver Springs Boulevard, right next door to the Cascades, and donate blood at Life South there. And Denellen, where would you go, Robin?
Right next door to Winn-Dixie.
All right, Galen. Happy Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, you guys are the best. Thanks, you guys.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The U.S. and its allies in the fight against ISIS are now meeting in Paris.
Francois Hollande speaking as he hosts a meeting of diplomats from around the world, including Secretary of State John Kerry and ministers from across Europe, plus Qatar and Saudi Arabia, among others. Although